Right, this is the clutch piece. I got some jerry rigging going on here because at my age I tried to push that. I got it about an inch over to release the clutch plate and couldn't get anywhere near doing it. So basically gearbox, almost like the Jeep actually. The Jeep that's sitting behind us that you've seen in one of the other videos is a 66 Kaiser. It has a T86 AA helical gearbox, no synchro on first and reverse. This is not unlike that, except for it's not a top shift, it's a side twins. But let's take a look in here. Let me put some light on it. So we have the pressure plate and the actual clutch plate in there, and I thought it had gone, and it is not. That is almost 3. It is a little over. It's a little over, just a little over a quarter, which is good enough. The back plate is clean. The springs seem okay. A little rusty because of the environment it's been in. The throwout bearing is still good. So the only thing I can think of at this point, I reached the end of adjustment on the pedal, but this was set up wrong in the first place. It could have been me, it could have been the guy before. The guy before drove this off a truck in reverse, no oil in the gearbox, no oil in the two-stage diff. So I'd say probably it's original in setting terms. So right now you can see I have the plate pull. You see the drive from the back axle I'm turning, and you see the clutch plate turning, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. Gearbox is engaged. Obviously that is disengaged from drive from the engine. So now if I release it, obviously springs back into place and I can no longer turn it. If I take it out of gear, this is a challenge without the handle. One second. That's exciting. There you go. So now this is I'm turning. You can't see anything turning down there because I've disengaged the gearbox. But the inline brake disc and rear assembly that goes to the drive tube is actually turning. So theoretically, after taking the plugs out, if I put it in gear, pick a lower gear, theoretically I should be able to turn the engine. So with the plugs out, obviously, and there you go, whole drivetrain working perfectly well. Okay, you hear the pistons wheezing. If I pull this back, don't explode on me. You see the pressure plate opening, pulling away so the pressure plate's pulled away from the clutch plate. Now theoretically, now it's in gear, I can turn it. Obviously the whole point of being able to manually change gear, press the pressure plate down, releases the clutch plate from the back plate, the drive plate, and disengages it from the engine. You change gear, let off the clutch, bang, comes back in, tightens back up, drives the back wheels. This thing was crunching like a dog. First, reverse, never done it before. That's to be investigated, but we'll get to that. And I think it's probably the adjustment. There are some adjustments that can be made on the pressure plate. There are some retainer bolts. There's not much on this arm here because that attaches actually through a rod to the actual foot pedal. I don't know if it's stripped at the other end or what, but this needed cleaning and everything anyway, so it's not too difficult to actually take it out. I'll come back to you guys.